So what we have here is a T14 Gen 3. If the camera allows me to show you, you can read by here. You can always identify Gen 3 by the Type-C ports. So you have two Type-C ports for this module, and it's color, it's gray. Normally the difference between the Gen 2, it's because the Gen 2 has the serial port here with the second Type-C port, and you also have the laptop is a bit bigger compared. So if you have a look, you see this slight difference here, and you also check here for the Gen 2, you have the serial port here, the Lenovo serial port. Fine. So what we have here is a Gen 3, and the issue with this laptop is the Type-C ports are faulty. Don't ask me why, but this one is working now. But this one, the main port for charging the laptop, is not working properly. And the user has returned saying that the other USB ports are not working properly. As this device is under warranty, this is quite simple to solve it. We just need to order a new part for Lenovo, and while we wait for receiving the part, we can check warranty and everything. So we have everything done for this one. So I have received the part already, and I'm gonna fit it here. Normally, when you receive a new system board, you won't receive the fan, so you need to use the fan you have. Fine. So let's, after removing the screws here, here, and here are 5 screws. The way to open it is by opening here on this parts, and then pulling first this part, and then pushing to the other side, this one, sliding, right? When you have this, you have the laptop open for you to work. Now you need to start by unplugging the battery, the main power source. All right, to be able to remove the system board, you need first to remove the battery, then later unplug all the cables on the laptop, disattaching these screws. Right, we have 1 screw, 2, 3, 4, and 5 screws that holds, and also the SIM card drawer. Once you remove everything, you're ready to go with the board. Also, you have this another screw here, but is also attached to the battery. So let's start for the battery first. Always have something that you can put your screws, avoid losing any or misconfusing. You also can't misconfuse your hard drives or your other parts, right? So for this is only 3, for the battery is only 3, 1, 2, 3, and also the lead holds one more here. Once we remove the lead, this one is already removed, right? So grabbing the battery out. So let's go for cables. Before, also ensure always that you don't have that you are not holding any electric static. So touch some metal, or also use the wrist to avoid any damage to your system board, right? So removing here, moving here. Actually not using this one because I'm fine with electricity. So removing the BIOS battery, removing the antenna, fine, then removing the Wi-Fi card, removing these cables. Always a good idea to remember what you're doing is taking a picture before starting. You didn't see me taking a picture because I'm doing this so much that I already know where are the cables, where they need to be fit and everything. So if you're doing this for the first time, make sure you take a picture to understand where each cable goes. All right, and then when you're plugging back the cables, you can follow your photo to see and check everything you need, right? Be always carefully by touching your system board. You don't want to ruin it, so avoid always touching the system board. All right, we're mostly done. To swap the system board, sometimes we need to remove also the fan. I'm not about to do that because the system board I already have the fan attached to it, so you're not gonna see me removing my fan, but you may be required to do that, and the correct process to do that is always in a X mark. You never remove this screw followed by this one. You remove this one and then you remove the other one from the opposite side, right? Always try to respect that so you avoid bending your fan. To remove this other cable, you need to remove this clip, and there's this other one here. Once you remove the clip, you can pull out, pull up, and that's done. You have all your cables removed from this side, and now you need to pull out this one, and then there you have. All the cables are out, but you still have the system board screws attached. Let me put my screws for the batteries over there. Avoid losing, put it all together. So I need to go for the system board screws, which is one here, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Right? As we also need to replace the system board for another one, I need to save the SD card. So ensure you're taking out your SD card, ensure not removing any electric static. Here's your hard drive, and this is the faulty system board. By the time should be removed, right? I know that's not, because something is missing. Yeah, we have these cables here and we have something else. If you know what it is, just put on the comments if you already know. For open this one, you put it up, these clips. You can use your tweezers. Always avoid metal, try to use plastic ones, right? Then be very careful. Pulling out these cables is always a bit difficult to do that. You need to be careful. Don't pull with too much strength. Be gentle, right? Then remove the USB cable here, flat cable. Then when you try to pull the system board, you're gonna notice that it is still attached to something. You can also remove this metal part here that holds on your reference here, that it holds here. So have you already discovered what is missing? Yeah, you're right. It's missing the SIM card port here, the drawer. So once you remove your SIM card drawer, you're ready to go with your system board, right? So if we pull out here, pull up, the system board should release like this. Don't try to put to remove your system board by any other side, and don't trust 100% on the fan, because you can maybe bend this metal area here. Don't try to do this. It's not the correct thing. It's not correct through there, and not even through here. It's barely impossible to remove through here. Bend a bit of your fan like this, then hold the system board by here and slide out your system board. This is the faulty one. I'm gonna put that apart, and I have here my working system board. To fit that, you first bend that a bit, and then you slide on using your reference here, and you also use the jack plug here, audio jack plug, as a reference. Check if it's fitting properly. When you're attaching everything, you can see here and here all the cables being attached correctly, right? So if that's the case, you just slide, put it down, try to take the cables out of the way. Be careful, you don't want to ruin anything, right? Just pull the cables here. Then we can start plugging the cables already, which I'm gonna do here. Plugging first the antenna cable here, then my BIOS battery, and then my Wi-Fi card. Respect the names here. You can see that's written blue, then the other one is written orange. You also have here black gray. If you're lucky, you can read. If the camera helps me, you can see that's written blue here, gray, black, white, gray, black, gray, white, gray, orange, right? So just follow this sequence here on this part. This is kind of tricky. If you don't have if you're not used to do this, you may get struggled on this. Just be gentle by the time you're connecting. Don't be rude. Don't force too much. You should feel the cable connecting properly. Then once you feel that connection works, everything is fine. Let's see if I get lucky here, because I'm struggling a bit. These cables are always a nightmare for some people, right? Yeah, that's connected. That's fine. Properly connected. Now I need to use the other path here to follow with these cables. All right. So here goes for the... Always follow the path correctly. So we have the black cable here that goes for the onboarding system board, or Wi-Fi, sorry, onboarding system board Wi-Fi card. Then we have here the sound card. We can connect that. It's always by sliding on, sliding off. Check that you have connected properly. You see that this is connected. If you try to pull it out, try to hold the cables properly, you see this is out, and this is the way you put it in. It's always good to use the proper tools for that. If you have a tool like this, you can pull. Mine are screwed, so I'm not using them. It's always good to use the correct tools, right? Don't be like me. Use the proper tools. Fine. Following the path here for the cable. Attaching the cable properly. Then we have here, this is the black gray cable, right? So use my tweezers and lucky on the first, right? Now we have the cables on the other side, which needs to come here. This is the white gray. So let's follow the path here. Should have a path here. Somehow it fell out. So this is my white gray cable, attaching it correctly to the path. And there we go. Let's see if we're lucky and try to attach it correctly. Yep, lucky. It's correctly plugged on. Now let's go for our guy here. This is tricky one because if the zone can allows me to show you here this side we have a gray arrow and the other side we have a black arrow. This one you go on the opposite. You put the black cable on the gray and the gray cable on the black, if you know what I mean. Okay, so respect this because this is the correct way. Don't ask me why. You can search on the Lenovo documentation to understand why the onboard Wi-Fi card works like this. All right, we're fine. Cable connected. So now let's go for the gray. Using my tweezers. Let's see if I'm lucky. Lucky enough. Okay. So now we go for the fun here for our, this is I think that this is the monitor one or is the camera. I never know because the camera is one of them. It's here the camera or here. I think that this one is for the monitor and this one is for the camera webcam. So you plug it on and close your clip. This is quite simple, right? So you fit on it proper path, adjust the connector on the socket, and that's it. It's correct placed. Close your clip and should be fine by now, right? It's a bit, no, it's correct fitted. That's fine. I'm fitting this cable here, but I'm forgetting to add my screws, which is better to do that. Should have done that before everything, which is lovely, isn't it? I'm explaining you how to do on the incorrect way. So let's fit our scene drawer on its place here. By fitting it, you already have your system board attached. So I'm going for my screws here. Then we have this here. We have this M2 here on the middle. M22. And we have this M23 here. Fine. And our last one right here. That's why it's better to fit the screws before the cables, because the cables can be on the way, so you avoid messing up, right? And then you plug your cable on here on the socket. Yeah, that's correct fit. Plugged. Fine. Then we have here our keyboard. We have here our trackpad and trackpad. Not sure which one does, but these are for the trackpads and keyboard. Then you need to ensure that the cable is correctly fitted, and then you put the clip down. And this is for the external, not the external, but off-board USB port. Be gentle with this one because it's difficult to bend it. You don't want to ruin it, that cable. All right, that's fine. And you Yeah, that now it's fine. Okay, so you can follow by the line here. If you're not seeing the line, it's correct. The last screw we have here, it's for our SD and MV card. And here it's our system board fitted. What's missing now? It's our battery. Bring the battery back, slide it, and then fit on it correct place. Fitting the battery here on the correct place. You have the references here, here, and here. You can check if everything is fitted, and then you slide it down. Now you have 3 screws to tighten before closing the lid. Remember that this one is tight by the lid, so you only need to tighten this one, and this one, right? So let's go for this one first. This one, and my last screw here goes for this one. We should be fine by now. And last step, connect your battery like this. You put this part first, then you put it down, slide and put it down, right? Lead back. This is your lead, and we should have this system board working fine with the ports. So let's see here. There's a light blinking here. If you go here, there's a light blinking here, and this is what we need. Just let me open this laptop here. I want to avoid sharing any unnecessary details here that I don't want to share with this video. So sorry if I'm hiding some information, because maybe some of them is, you can already see the light here. You can already see the light here, and if you wait a few seconds, you're gonna see this screen blinking. We should have our error message saying that yeah, that's it, the time settings. We need to restart, and then we need to reset the time and date. So we go here on time and date and time, and then we fit the correct date, and then we press F10 to save. In this video, I'm not gonna show you how to fit the proper serial number for the machine, because you need to follow the planar system and correct the serial number for your laptop, right? You need to fit correctly on the system board, on the BIOS. So to do that, search for planar setting serial number for Lenovo ThinkPad, all right? So once you set the date here and save, this laptop is ready to go. If you have any settings to fix, like BitLocker or something, because you remove some of the parts of your laptop, you're gonna need to fix on the operational system your BitLocker, and you're good to go. All right, I hope I have helped you. If you're a user, please clean your keyboard. Right, bye.